Hello and welcome back to King's Quest II. We have just collected our second gem, this time the air gem, and we're also given a little magic poison protecting sugar cube, but now it is time for us to go after the final gem, the earth gem, otherwise known as the death gem. Now, since it is nighttime, for the first time we are able to enter the church here.
Finding the door unlocked and unbarred, you enter the church.
And a fine, welcoming place it is. And we can start by taking a look at this book over here.
You look over the Bible, which appears to be many decades old. You open it and find that an otherwise blank page at the front has been written on. It is dated over 20 years ago.
Ooh. To all those who have heard the word, we are the chosen few, blessed by the spirits of the wild, destined for greatness, concealed by the cloth. There is but one challenge we must overcome before our future can be set in stone. The simple people of Klima cling still to the memory of their former ruler. Even now, years after his father's dark turn, they retain their hope that he will not forsake them. As long as this is so, our goal cannot be attained. So, my brothers, it is our duty to see the land cleansed of its blight. Do not fear our enemy. Our faith, purpose, and power will guide us to the future we were promised. A path has been found to him, O brothers. Let him hear the warning howls. The cloth will be lifted for all time.
You return the Bible to where...
Hang on. We're going to come back to it. I didn't realize that one was timed. Either that or I accidentally clicked. For all time, and our songs will echo the end of him, his influence, and his family. Our time is at hand. Woof, which is an anagram for wolf howl. Not quite as clever as Robin Williams, but I'll take it.
You return the Bible to where you found it.
And then a slip of paper fell out.
A page from the Bible seems to have fallen loose.
Let's grab that.
You pick up the fallen page and read it. The words appear to have been written recently. Spiders earnest with spindly eight spin webs with negligible weight.
Well, that sounds very confusing, but maybe it'll mean something to us later. In the meantime, we can try to talk to this guy, but he seems to be busy praying, so let's just take a minute to pray ourselves.
Feeling humbled, you kneel down to pray. You rise again after a few moments. The monk stirs, stands, and turns to face you.
Let's see if we can have a little chat.
Father, I go now to a place of darkness. While I am stout of heart, the path laid down before me is unclear. I seek only the knowledge that my passage be illuminated by heavenly favor, and a prayer that I may make it through.
The monk gives you a reassuring smile and pats you on the shoulder. He then lifts a silver cross from around his neck and places it in your hands.
Thank you.
You are welcome, my child.
You can talk?
Of course.
I thought monks were forbidden from speaking.
Not all churches follow the same rules, and this church is quite unique.
Really? How so?
The monk just smiles placidly at you.
That's reassuring.
About this crucifix.
I believe you will find the cross to be of immense value. It has come to us at a huge price.
It was expensive?
I mean that it has cost us more than any value to be in possession of it.
If I may ask, why is it that you only open the church at dusk?
We find the late hours more favorable.
Surely then you would not have many in your congregation.
Yes, that is true.
Interesting.
What do you know of the Count?
Only that he is a heathen, a blasphemer. You serve God well by going there, my child. Bless you.
The monk smiles at you, turns back to the altar, kneels, and resumes his prayers.
Not sure we ever told him that we were going there, but maybe he just sensed it. Possibly by divine intervention. Now let's head out.
Without warning, a pair of wolves dart out of the dark forest and dash towards you.
Whoa.
For a minute there, you thought those wolves were going to attack. Curious as to why they didn't, you decide to follow them.
It is curious.
You see the monk standing alone outside the church. Then you notice the two wolves approaching him. You are about to yell a warning to the monk, but the words die in your throat as the man steps forward and pats the wolves' heads.
No, my brothers, we must not hurt him. Not yet. He will go to the heathen's abode. He will do what needs to be done. What if he does not? Then, my brothers, we will complete the task before us, the one we began many years ago.
Well, this is getting weird. Got himself a bit of a sickly appearance.
You quickly move away from the church, your heart racing faster with every step. You have a good idea now what will happen once the moon comes out in full, and you do not want to be anywhere near here when it does. One thing's for sure, you're not getting married in that church.
That, of course, being a reference to the fact that in the original version, that is exactly where we got married. Of course, that begs the question of where it's going to happen now, but I guess we'll leave that for later. Now, the next place we want to go is not to the swamp, but to go visit Grandma, who is finally ready to see us. If we had tried to knock earlier, she would have been sleeping or not responding.
Sir, have you seen my little granddaughter? She ventured to the town to buy food for me, but has not yet returned. I fear she may be in peril. The forest is not safe at night.
Odd that we don't say anything, but let's go in search of young Possum. Suppose she could be anywhere, so we'll just start doing a scan of the whole forest here.
You hear the sound of a child sobbing nearby.
I guess she must be close.
As you approach, you recognize the child. It is Possum, the little girl you helped earlier today.
What's wrong now, Possum?
Are you all right? What happened?
I went into town to buy some chicken soup for my grandma. I always try to reach home before dark, but this eve I lost my way and was attacked.
Attacked? A wolf attacked you?
No, not by a wolf, a dwarf.
For a moment, you're not sure that you heard correctly.
A dwarf, did you say?
Uh-huh. He jumped out at me, took my food, and then ran away.
Listen, I'm going to try to find this dwarf that you say stole your food. You get back to your grandma, understand?
Possum nods, says a soft thank you, and heads back home.
Well, I'm not so sure that we approve of young Possum being mistreated, so let's see if we can find our dwarf friend. I like to approach from this side because often, if you do, he will come out on his own. If not, you can just knock and
as
then
a
hide.
little man runs out of the door, which has been built into a tree. You surmise that you have found the culprit's home. The vague aroma of chicken soup confirms it. That fiend.
And you'd be able to hide right back here. You don't have to do anything special. But let's head inside and see if we can get some soup.
Finding the door ajar, you cautiously open it and step inside the tree.
And the layout hasn't changed, so we'll climb down here. Walk over. And there's a couple of things that we want to do here. Some things that are around that we can't really have any effect on. We do have this
A
knife.
very sharp knife has been stabbed into the table. Its blade reflects the light from the burning fire.
I'd like to take it, but Graham's not interested.
That's not a knife. The knife you found under a rock one time? Now that was a knife.
But let's take the soup.
You grab the handle of the bubbling pot of chicken soup. You take it with you.
You'd think it'd be hot, but that's okay. We're going to search inside this chest.
Upon opening the trunk, you find a number of items that the dwarf has obviously stolen and stashed away. Among them are some gold coins. They display the distinctive face of the first king. They could only have come from the magic chest of Daventry.
Alright, now we could just leave here. There's really nothing to gain.
You
but
hear the
we'll
sound
stay
of a
and wait
door
for this.
creaking, followed by someone descending the ladder in the next room.
We have just a second or two to hide.
Thinking
we can hide
quickly,
in this
you
trunk.
hide in the trunk. The dwarf has entered his underground hovel. Hopefully, he won't discover you in here.
And then nothing really happens. He just wanders around for a little bit. And then leaves.
You sense that the coast is clear again.
And like I said, he didn't really need to wait for that, but why not? Now, let's depart.
It looks like the door creaked open again after the dwarf left.
Wonderful.
You hear the latch fall into place again as the door closes behind you.
Now, maybe I'd feel bad about that if he was a little less detestable of an individual. Now, let's take the soup to Grandma.
Welcome. Come in, please. Possum told me to expect you.
She fell asleep awfully fast. Now, unfortunately...
The pot contains chicken soup. However, it has gone cold in the night air.
So we do
You
want to
sip-
warm it up first. Put it over the fire.
You place the now cold chicken soup over the crackling fire once more. After it heats up to eating temperature, you remove it again.
We can offer that to Grandma. Help her build up her strength.
You offer the soup to Possum's grandma, introduce yourself, and wait courteously while the frail elderly lady eats the nourishing meal. When she is finished, she sets the empty bowl down elsewhere and turns her attention towards you.
Let's have a little chat, hear what's going on.
If you would like to speak with me for a while, I would welcome your company. A person should never turn away a visitor, especially when she reaches the twilight of her life.
You can't help but feel a sense of finality in the old woman's words.
You must have something in return for your kindness. You do not need to risk your safety for an old, worn-out woman like myself. Look under the bed. You should find something to keep you a little warmer on a cold night like this.
Let's see, what's under here?
You peer under the bed and find a thick black cloak. Lying atop it is a beautiful ruby-encrusted ring. You pick both up with reverence.
I could not possibly take these fine things from you.
Oh, please. I want you to have them. Nights in Colima are cold. Believe me. As for the ring, well, perhaps it is better that I do not have it to remind me.
As you wish.
I wonder what it is that it's reminding her of.
You have a charming young granddaughter.
Grandma smiles at you graciously.
She is a treasure to me. I would do anything to ensure that no harm comes to her.
If I may inquire, what became of her parents?
Grandma frowns, and her eyes darken for a moment before she forces a melancholy smile to her face.
They were lost to us many years ago. I am afraid dear Possum never really knew her parents.
It must have been a daunting task raising a child by yourself, especially at your
At my age? I am certainly not as young as I used to be, and there is no shame in that. I have tried to raise her as best I could, to keep her safe and well. However, I fear that as of late the reverse has become truer.
Oh? What do you mean?
If you please, I was hoping you might tell
Guess she's
me
not gonna
of the
tell us any more
cloak and
about
ring's
that.
origin.
The old woman closes her eyes as if the memory she seeks is painful to her senses.
They were my husbands. He was a proud man, the last of his line. His family had been rich, a great deal of old money, you might say. They lived in that castle you might have seen to the north. Its location upon that island is evidence of how much they valued their privacy. He was a good man, my husband. He took care of me. Certainly he had his strange habits. Most men do, if you would pardon me for saying so. I suspect that he practiced magic, so I could never catch him in the act. He would frequently journey afar, taking that black cloak with him wherever he went, to places he would not talk about. He said that it represented something important to a certain group of people, and that I was never to mention it to anyone. But he was always there for me, always, until that fateful night. We had been married just over a year, and I was heavy with child. We were both out walking in the weirwood forest late one night. The air was warm, and in our youth we paid little attention to the world and its many dangers. Besides, there was a full moon. We could see clearly enough. A shadow passed over us. We looked up, thinking it might have been a stray cloud. It was not. Descending upon us like a demon was the largest, most hideous bat I had ever seen. Its fangs were bared, and it dove straight for me. I must have screamed. My husband flung himself in front of me to protect me. He swung his arms about frantically in hopes of warding the horrid thing away. Perhaps he was trying to cast a spell, but could not recall how in his panic. It paid him no heed and would not be deterred. It swooped again and again relentlessly. At one point, my husband's hand must have clipped the bat's wing because it lost control and crashed into his shoulder. He tried to wrest the foul creature away, but then he shrieked suddenly. The horrid thing had bitten him. He never did recover from that incident. He just faded with each passing hour. Within 2 days of the attack, my husband had died. We buried him on his family's plantation on the island. Sometimes when I sleep, I can feel him watching over me, guarding me, protecting me. I think he is waiting for my time to come so we can be together always.
The old lady seems to be dozing off. You can barely hear her final words.
I miss him so.
Telling the story has clearly taken a great deal out of her. You watch the old woman a moment and notice her labored breathing as she sleeps. Despite the little girl's tireless daily efforts, perhaps there's nothing more to be done.
Well, I think we should leave them for now. Quite the harrowing tale.
Sister Agatha, my dear, tell me you have good news.
The king has arrived in Kalima, father.
That is not what I meant.
Yes. Well, he appears to be quite resourceful. It seems his reputation was not totally exaggerated.
He's still alive?
For now, but that will change soon, I think. The king has discovered that one of the gems he seeks is in the possession of a colleague of ours. Do you remember? Caldaur.
Yes. Is he still trustworthy?
Totally. Still sharp, and there's no questioning his loyalty. My humblest apologies, father, but would it not have been simpler for you to have dealt with Graham personally?
Fool! Imagine the ensuing chaos where Daventry's king murdered in his own land. How then would I be able to search for the item?
I see.
Failure is not an option.
Understood, Father.
Keep me informed, preferably of good King Graham's death.
Doesn't sound to be good news for us. Alright, let's continue on. I'm just going to head up north to where the swamp is, ultimately. And then, as we come here, I think we will end the video. When we come back, we're going to take a stroll through the swamp there and see if we can get into the castle. But till then, hopefully you enjoyed, and see you next time.